Somehow, after 3 months hitchhiking through the Middle East, I made it to India. I crossed over the border. And I remember I was walking at night, the first night I came into India, through an agricultural field. I was all alone. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know anyone. I didn't have anything. I was just walking through fields. And I felt so at home. Then I came to a little road, and I flagged a car down that was driving by. And he took me to a railway station. He said he was going to take me on a train to Delhi. I was thinking, oh, after 6 months from London to this place, I've been hitchhiking and getting rides in the back of trucks and in the back of camels and in overcrowded ferries. I've never had a seat on a train. This is really going to be such a relaxing experience. And I have a host who's going to bring me on the train with him. Do you want to hear this story?
Yes.
We got to the railway station. My first day in India, my first night in India. And that railway station was crowded with people. There were people cooking all kinds of stuff on these little carts, and they were selling everything. There were beggars of all sorts, trying to get donations. Color, spit all over the platform. I'm not going to go into details. And there were people having picnics with their families, and other people were sleeping just on the cement. And there was a crackling sound on this PA system announcing the train was arriving, and a big steam engine came in with smoke puffing out of the chimney, whistle blowing, and it was going pretty fast, quite fast. It was coming into the station, passing through, and I saw everybody in the railway platform jump up and start running as fast as they could. And my host, who was supposed to be giving me a relaxing, luxurious trip to Delhi, he said, "Run, come, follow me." I didn't know what was happening. I started running, and he was really fast, and I was running, and everybody, there was about 150 people running, and then I saw when the train was still fast, but slowed down to the extent that you could jump in, everybody was throwing their suitcases in a window and then diving into the window after it. And I was thinking, this is really dangerous. What are they doing? And then my host, he threw his briefcase and jumped through a window and crawled in as the train is going quite fast. And he said, "Come now, fast, get in." I thought, this really looks dangerous. But everyone else is doing it. So I said a little prayer. And it was not a ritualistic prayer. It was pretty serious. And I jumped into a window. And I grabbed on to the bottom of the window, and I couldn't get in. And I was hanging, and I was falling, and the train was moving, and I looked down, and there were those big, giant steel wheels going. And whatever strength I had, I pulled myself because I didn't know how to do it. All those other people, they were trained for years. And somehow or other I squeezed in, and as I was halfway in, it was so crowded in that train, people started pushing me out. And I was like one hand doing and fighting them, and somehow or other I got in. And I was exhausted. And as soon as I came in, I saw every window. There was one after another, people jumping through a moving train. And by the time the train stopped, it was so absolutely jam-packed. I think it said maximum capacity. It was painted 60 people. No exaggeration. There was between 200 and 300 people in that train. They were just crowded and crushed in the aisleways. There was one bathroom. I don't want to get into too much detail, but the bathroom was just a little room with a hole in the floor. And you see the tracks underneath you. You remember, Shamsunder? And whatever, you did just went on the tracks. But the problem is, whoever was riding on these trains, they definitely never took target practice. It was all over the place. And people were in there crowded in because there was no place anywhere else. And if you had to go to the bathroom, you had to kick them out. And they waited and then they went back in. It was a culture shock. And it was so crowded. It was like this. And there was steel baggage racks, you remember? Just some steel bars across near the ceiling. And I saw there were people squeezed into the baggage racks just to find a place to fit. And I was being jostled around. It was so crowded and very difficult. I saw about a 3-foot space in the baggage rack, and I crawled up there and curled into it and looked down at the sprawling mass of people. And I was thinking, I have the penthouse suite. I'm really traveling in luxury today. I have a little baggage rack.